Welcome to the Bay. Today we're diving headfirst into NVIDIA's latest release to tackle what might be the toughest choice for any PC builder right now. Do you grab the new RTX 5070, or do you stretch that budget for its bigger, beefier brother, the RTX 5080? Let's break down all the data and help you make the right call.
So, you're planning a new build, and you're staring at this exact problem. It's the classic Blackwell dilemma. NVIDIA's new architecture has dropped two incredible GPUs, both promising just amazing performance. The question is, which one is the right fit for your rig?
Okay, let's get right into it. On one side, you've got the RTX 5070. All the data points to this thing being the new king of efficient, high-refresh 1440p gaming. And on the other side, the RTX 5080, a true 4K powerhouse built for absolutely maximum performance. You can already see they're aimed at two different goals, which makes this one big decision. First up, the main event. This is what we all really care about, right? Raw frames per second. We're going to see how these two cards stack up in the most popular gaming resolutions, 1440p and 4K, with all the settings cranked to the max. Now check out these numbers at 1440p Ultra. In a really demanding game like Cyberpunk 2077, the 5080 is hitting 125 FPS, while the 5070 is at a very respectable 95. That's a solid, noticeable lead. And you see this pattern across the board. From Warzone to Fortnite, you're consistently looking at about a 25 to 35% performance boost with the 5080. But now, let's jump up to 4K, because this is where the story gets really interesting. That performance gap, it doesn't just stay the same, it gets wider. At 4K, the 5080's lead actually grows to a massive 30 to 40%. That's the difference between a smooth, playable experience and a truly maxed out, high refresh rate dream. So let's just nail this down. The crucial takeaway is this. The RTX 5080 isn't just a tiny step up, it's significantly faster. And that performance advantage becomes even more important, even more critical the moment you push that resolution up to 4K.
But hey, raw frames aren't the whole story, are they? Let's talk about the next-gen magic, things like ray tracing and the new DLSS 4. This is where the underlying architectural differences between these cards really start to pop.
The RTX 5070 is absolutely no slouch here. It's rocking 12 gigs of that super-fast GDDR7 memory, which is a perfect amount for 1440p textures. It delivers fantastic ray tracing, especially when you flip on DLSS4. And look at that power draw, just 250 watts. That is some serious efficiency that you'll feel in lower temps and a happier power bill. The RTX 5080, on the other hand, well, it just has more of everything. 16 gigs of VRAM gives it all the breathing room it needs for massive 4K textures. It has way more CUDA and RT cores. That's the raw processing and ray tracing muscle, which is exactly what you need for those insane effects at high resolutions. It's pretty much the ideal card to take full advantage of DLSS 4's frame generation. Okay, let's get practical. A GPU doesn't live in a vacuum, right? It's got to fit in your case, it has to play nice with your power supply. So let's compare the physical specs that can actually make or break your entire build.
And this table just lays it all out, nice and simple. You see the VRAM difference, 12 gigs versus 16, the wider memory bus on the 5080, but the big ones for builders are right here. Power draw, 250 watts versus 360, and that recommended PSU. We're talking 650 watts for the 5070, but a much beefier 850 watts for the 5080.
So what does this actually mean for you? Well, the RTX 5070 is just way more flexible. That lower power draw means you can probably get by with the quality 650-watt power supply you might already have. And its generally smaller size means it'll comfortably fit into way more cases, including a lot of popular mid-towers and even some smaller MATX builds. Now, the RTX 5080, it demands more from your rig. You're going to need to double-check your case dimensions, get out the measuring tape, because these cards can be huge. You'll also need to budget for that 850-watt power supply, and you have to plan for more heat. This means good case airflow isn't just a suggestion, it is an absolute necessity. We've covered performance, we've covered features, we've covered the physical specs. Now for the final tally, the one that hits every single builder's wallet. Price versus performance. What kind of bang are you getting for your buck? And this metric is just fascinating. At 1440p, the RTX 5070 delivers an incredible 0.37 frames per second for every single dollar you spend.
You compare that to the 5080 score of 0.26, and yeah, the 5070 is the undisputed value champion if 1440p is your target. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Our source, bestgpusforgaming.com, sums it up perfectly. For pure, raw value, especially if your whole build is focused on that 1440p sweet spot, the RTX 5070 is just incredibly hard to argue with.
But hold on, that higher price on the 5080 isn't just buying you more frames today. You are buying headroom. That extra 4 gigs of VRAM, the additional cores, that's an investment. It provides crucial breathing room for future games that are only going to get more demanding, especially at 4K with heavy ray tracing.
So we've laid out all the data. We've seen the pros and cons. Let's bring it all together and figure out which one of these amazing cards is the perfect match for your specific build and your gaming goals. Let's break it down into 3 types of builders. First, if you're the 1440p high-refresh gamer, you want amazing performance and incredible value, the RTX 5070 is a no-brainer. Second, if you're the 4K enthusiast, you want to max out every single setting and just not worry about it, the RTX 5080 is what you need. And finally, if you're a balanced high-end builder who values future-proofing, that extra investment for the 5080 is absolutely justified.
So, have you found the safe harbor for your build? Is it the incredible value of the 5070 or the future-proof power of the 5080? For an even deeper dive into all the benchmarks and numbers, make sure you visit the full analysis over at bestgpusforgaming.com. Thanks for stopping by the Bay, and happy building.